National Institutes of Health, which last year proposed to amend their mission statement to exclude the word disability, saying it, quote, could be interpreted as perpetuating ableist beliefs that disabled people are flawed and need to be fixed. Let me take this moment to go on record. Folks, if I am ever struck blind or deaf or paralyzed, don't praise me. Fix me. The woke think the number one job is to protect homeless people from stigma. I think the number one job is to protect them from rain. When Adele lost weight, she was excoriated for betrayal. To who? She betrayed the unhealthy?
The outrage from the left has flared up once again, and this time their focus is on people who are actually trying to solve real issues in society. Yes, you heard that right. According to the extreme left, only they are capable of bringing positive change, while everyone else is dismissed as fake or seeking applause. Hard to believe, isn't it? I used to think the same way. Maher points it out too, and the outspoken comedian didn't hesitate to challenge the far left's exaggerated reactions, which was honestly hilarious. He held nothing back, so get ready as we take a closer look at what happened.
This reporter tweeted, "What truly needs curing is society's view of disabled people." And BuzzFeed agreed, Mr. Beast seems to regard disability as something that needs to be solved. Okay, disability is something that needs to be solved. And what truly needs curing is blindness. Here's how I know this. The newly sighted people are cheering, not booing, because Mr. Beast, whoever the that is, just cured them and you didn't do. You know the expression or go blind? You didn't either.
Maher never holds back. He goes straight for the point without hesitation or warm-ups. And when he calls out the far left, the pattern becomes obvious. They rarely step in to help anyone. Yet, the moment someone else tries to do something meaningful, they're ready to shut them down with lightning speed. Their newest complaint is that acts of kindness shouldn't be recorded and posted on YouTube. But Maher asked the simple question they avoid: where do they think the money for those good deeds comes from? It's generated through YouTube. Sharing the videos isn't arrogance, it's how the generosity is sustained. The real irony is that even if he were wealthy enough to never need funding and chose to do nothing, they would still attack him. It's a no-win situation because their outrage isn't about ethics, it's about control. And people who are determined to be offended are nearly impossible to reason with.
They love nothing more than being a victim, except when they really are one, and then they tell you, I am not, go f yourself. Get this. Last month, Mr. Beast, in another dick move, funded the construction of 100 wells across 5 countries in Africa to provide clean drinking water to 500,000 people. Good thing, right? No. Not good, bad. The founder of a charity called Face Africa called it kind of frustrating that overnight this person comes along who happens to be a white male figure with a huge platform, and all of a sudden he gets all of the attention. Yes, but you know what else is frustrating? Dying of thirst.
That's exactly the point I wanted to make. The awakened left never seems satisfied and is constantly offended. Everyone should be applauding Mr. Beast for the incredible work he's doing in Africa, yet one NGO is furious because they believe he's stealing their spotlight. Seriously, if someone is working toward the same mission, bringing clean water, building infrastructure, and improving lives, wouldn't joining forces create an even greater impact? Instead, their reaction exposes something far less admirable. They don't want him involved because his presence shifts the attention, and with that attention comes the funding they've grown used to receiving. They're not just worried about losing money, they're worried about losing control of the story. Their outrage isn't rooted in ethics or effectiveness, it's driven by the fear of losing influence and the public's focus.
How dare he come in and bogart digging the wells? That's so white guy, always taking fresh water and shoving it down our throats. Oh, another thing this asshole did in Africa. was pay for the rebuilding of an African orphanage, which the director of the Hope and Homes for Children charity called it a classic case of white saviorism. So true. Ask any orphan to name the worst part of their life. Show-offs!
The more you think about these points, the more shocking they become. Governments and the so-called heroes of the far left have never been able to solve society's challenges on their own. Real progress has always depended on people from all walks of life stepping forward and contributing, no matter their size or status, and that's exactly what Mr. Beast is doing. Despite what some critics claim, his work in Africa is not some exaggerated form of white saviorism, but a direct response to real urgent needs that many governments have ignored for decades. Clean water, infrastructure, and basic necessities are not political props. They are essential for human life. When these needs are finally met, the focus should be on the lives being improved, not on the motivations behind the help. Mr. Beast isn't undermining anyone. He's filling a void that should never have existed in the first place.
How did we get to this weird place? Telling people who are actually out in the world making a positive difference, you're the problem. Yeah, quick question, who the are you? And this isn't only the media and the people on Twitter who exist to bitch, always finding something. He just did it for the clicks, or for the wrong reason, or he should have done more, or sooner, whatever. You signed X. No.
Maher's words hit hard, sharp, precise, and impossible to ignore. And honestly, he's right to call it out. Who are these far-left critics claiming the moral authority to judge someone else's generosity? It's almost laughable. They rarely lift a finger to help, yet the moment someone else takes action, they rush in to complain, criticize, and cancel. No matter how sincere the effort, they seem determined to find fault, as if pointing out flaws is their full-time job. Every act of kindness, they insist, must have a hidden agenda, unless they are the ones doing it, of course, in which case it becomes flawless and above reproach. Maher exposes this hypocrisy brilliantly, offering a simple truth. Stepping outside the dominant narrative shouldn't be punished. Good deeds are good deeds, no matter who performs them.
National Institutes of Health, which last year proposed to amend their mission statement to exclude the word disability, saying it, quote, could be interpreted as perpetuating ableist beliefs that disabled people are flawed and need to be fixed. Let me take this moment to go on record. Folks, if I am ever struck blind or deaf or paralyzed, don't praise me. Fix me. Don't sit around talking about how much I'm just as good as you. Fix me. Do something. Use AI. Invent something.
Maher is absolutely right, and he doesn't shy away from the truth. There's no need for stage speeches, superficial hashtags, or woke talking points that claim to support people with disabilities while leaving their real challenges untouched, but compassionate. Yet somehow, the far-left outrage machine twists sincere assistance into an offense, as if offering someone a better life somehow threatens their identity. It's absurd. True empathy goes beyond mere praise. It means removing the real barriers so individuals can grow, thrive, and enjoy the same freedoms as everyone else.
You know, there's so much faking this time of year between the presents you don't want to buy and the presents you didn't want to get and the goodwill toward men that lasts until January 2nd. I just don't have room for, and disability is awesome. It's not awesome. And it's not a political affiliation. That's the problem. We turn everything into a political identity category. You're deaf, that's your identity. Don't mess up a good thing by hearing.
Maher is spot on. Disability has been turned into an identity marker, a result of the relentless politicization of everything. Today, nothing can simply exist as it is. Everything must fit neatly into a cultural or political narrative. This wasn't an accident. From the start, the left assigned branded identifiers to every issue and group: disease, homelessness, immigration. Nothing was allowed to remain objective. People's lived experiences were transformed into ideological trophies rather than being addressed as real problems in need of solutions. Now, instead of being seen as a human condition that requires genuine support, empathy, and meaningful action, disability has been dragged into this same arena, treated as a political badge. Maher highlights just how absurd it is to replace common sense with identity theatrics.
Adele lost weight. She was excoriated for betrayal. To who? She betrayed the unhealthy? The woke have even turned the homeless into a political identity group, as opposed to liberals, old school liberals, who just want to get them off the street, which now is seen as kind of judgy, like, don't disturb them in their natural habitat.
The homelessness crisis in California has only worsened due to similar attitudes toward the homeless. Rather than supporting practical solutions, treatment, shelter expansion, rehabilitation programs, and effective policies, the awakened audience rejected any rational efforts to address the problem. They protested city officials attempting to remove unsafe encampments, claiming that sidewalks and tent cities were the natural habitat of the homeless. If the consequences weren't so tragic, it would almost be comical. Allowing people to live in dangerous, filthy, and degrading conditions isn't compassion, it's negligence disguised as kindness. By blocking real solutions in the name of ideological purity, they ended up trapping individuals in the very suffering they claim to fight against. True empathy doesn't mean leaving people to struggle. Morality isn't measured by how much suffering one tolerates.
This life under the bridge. The woke think the number one job is to protect homeless people from stigma. I think the number one job is to protect them from rain.
Anyone who claims to care about the homeless has a clear first responsibility: get them off the streets and provide real, tangible support. That is the foundation. Discussions about protecting their dignity or shielding them from stigma only make sense once they are in a safe environment, free from abuse, illness, addiction triggers, and the constant pressures of daily survival. Trying to protect children from humiliation while leaving them on the streets is completely futile. The wagon is far ahead of the horse, invisible to it. Keeping kids in dangerous and stressful encampments is not compassion, it's moral posturing. True care means addressing the root problems: unemployment, addiction, mental health, lack of support networks, and helping individuals reintegrate into society. Anything less is merely pretending to help while allowing suffering to continue.
I did the Ice Bucket Challenge back in 2014. I thought I was helping the cause of funding research to cure ALS. Wrong again. An op-ed in Time magazine said the Ice Bucket Challenge even seems to be suggesting that being cold, wet, and uncomfortable is preferable to fighting ALS. It was suggesting no such thing. What is wrong with this country that so many people can't be happy for anything for even a second?
Woke culture has become a collection of wet blankets, as Maher rightly points out. Anything that excites, inspires, or simply brings joy is quickly targeted, especially if they didn't organize it themselves. If they aren't involved, the entire event is labeled problematic, offensive, or in need of cancellation. At this point, it's almost laughably predictable. For them, everything is wrong unless the idea, plan, or action comes directly from their side of the ideological spectrum. By positioning themselves as the sole defenders of morality and casting everyone else as naive amateurs, they turn nitpicking into a full-time sport. Maher skillfully exposes this paradox, showing how the woke mob actively seeks to suppress anything they didn't create. They're far too busy inventing new reasons to be outraged over human progress, humor, or acts of kindness. Ultimately, Maher reveals a harsh reality. True progress and compassion hold little interest for the awakened crowd. Their focus is on ideological gatekeeping, control, and constant indignation. Time and again, their moral posturing obstructs real solutions, whether it's politicizing charity, homelessness, and disability, or canceling those who genuinely help others. Joy, kindness, and genuine action are only valued when they follow the approved channels. Anything outside of that is quickly canceled, attacked, or nitpicked. Bill Maher's critique serves as a powerful reminder that good intentions, common sense, and real assistance should never be punished simply for not fitting into a political narrative. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.